Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh, God.
Chubs gone wild.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another amazing Chubs Gone Wild. This is episode 551, recorded on July 15th, 2024. And, well, it is currently 943 degrees outside. Oh, wait a minute, that's not right. 94 degrees? It's 94. Well, currently it's 84, actually, but our high today is going to be like 94, right?
Cool off.
Honey? Yeah. Anyway, it is 400. I'm doing it again. It's 49 days until Labor Day. Only 49 days till Labor Day. That means wear your white when you can, girl, because otherwise you're going to get phone calls and stuff from Kathleen Turner. It's also 108 days until Halloween and 163 days until Christmas. Well, let's talk real quick about Patreon, which offers folks a way to support creators and receive awards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and so much more. And we want to thank our current amazing patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Stasage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brothers Donatus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can support our work for as little as $1 a month and get some fun stuff in return. Well, all right. We need some affirmations today because that's just the kind of day it is. Starting with taking a deep breath, letting it out. Because I keep myself centered in inner peace, I have peace in my outer world. Okay. We'll go with that. We'll just let that one slide. All right. Well, guess what? Today was a banner day in history. Do you know why?
I do not.
Well, apparently on July 15th, 2006, which was 18 years ago. It's insane. The San Francisco-based podcasting company Audio officially released a Twitter. Later changed to Twitter because it was originally spelled TWTTR. There were no I and E's and stuff in it. But
They're called vowels.
yes, that's the one. It's short messaging service, SMS, for groups to the public. It was born as a side project as part of the podcasting platform, and the free application allowed users to share short status updates with groups and friends by sending one text message to a single number. Over the next few years, as it became Twitter, the simple microblogging service would explode in popularity, becoming one of the world's leading social network platforms. And then 18 years later, it would go into disrepair. Anyway, I remember the early days of Twitter when the Freak Geek and I and someone that used to be named the Power Gay, we would get on there and try to create trending topics, including like Joyce DeWitt. But anyway, it was a fun time back in the rogue days. Anyway, well, guess what? We want to find out if we've celebrated any holidays, whether by accident, on purpose, whatever. And today we start with it's National Hug Your Kids Day. Have you hugged your kids?
Yeah.
Oh my. Wow. Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, thank you. Gummy worms. Had any
I
gummy?
haven't hugged them today.
I don't like gummy worms. I don't like gummy jello weed gelatin stuff. Ugh. Um, I love Horses Day. You love horses?
I I, I don't feel one way or another about horses.
Huh. I love horses. I of course grew up.
Maybe you should marry one.
Uh, huh. Nope, nope, no. That would just prove the right, correct. Anyway, I grew up on a ranch, so I was around horses. I rode equestrian rides. I did horse stuff. Horses can be really fun and cool. Um, okay, it's also National Be a Dork Day. I think we both accomplished that. National Get Out of the Doghouse Day. When's the last time you were in the doghouse?
I don't know. I know you were this weekend.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yep, probably still there.
yeah,
I
probably.
just won't submit to the alpha, boy. Oh. Anyway,
Oh,
uh,
speaking, I almost saw a dog that looked just like Gonk
oh,
yesterday at Costco.
really? Oh,
Yeah, people are bringing their animals into grocery stores now. So,
well,
um,
this heat. Well, I guess yesterday wasn't actually that hot though, but
well, you can also just leave them at home. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's that. National. Yeah, okay. National Give Something Away Day. Did you give something away today?
No, but I will later.
Oh, we'll look for the OnlyFans. A National Pet Fire Safety Day. Okay. Respect Canada, always. Tapioca pudding. Blech. No, thank you.
Yum.
Is orange chicken. Well, we all
Mm,
know that he is one. And then Saint Swithin's Day. Okay, well, I don't know what the Swithin was with him, so oh well. Bye bye. Well, I think there's some birthdays we might want to give shout outs to if it will load. There we go. A happy birthday today to Gary. Um, oh my, author Bonsignore Sami. I don't know. Anthony Carbajal. Now he was the one who was on Ellen when they were having the whole ALS. Remember the whole ALS awareness stuff with the dumping the ice water and stuff on it. And he and his family had a lot of ALS stuff, and he was diagnosed with it and became a photographer. And unfortunately, he is really, really suffering with that these days. Also, happy birthday to Spencer and Luke, Derek, Michael, Toby, Robert, E.T., Anita, Robin. Oh, author Robin Knight. We also have, oh, wait a minute. It's one of our patrons. It's patron Eric. His birthday is coming up. That is so cool. Happy birthday, Eric. We also have former podcaster Joe from Manhandled in Montana. Yep, he's still around and kicking. We also have happy birthday to William Lance Navarro, that adult film star who is also in one of our plays. Well, actually, yeah, one of our plays, The Gypsy Porn Company. Also, happy birthday to Oh my, there's a lot of them. Andre, Andrew, Bradley, Ken. Oh, patron Charles. Happy birthday, Charles.
Yeah, he's been
Oh,
celebrating this weekend.
yes. Has he sent you any of those pictures?
No, I just what I see on Facebook.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, yes, celebrating away. I'm glad he has that that place to go to. Also to Tim, Matthew, Manuel, Wendy, former podcaster Mary Locke. Unfortunately, I can't remember terminally single. No, I don't remember what her podcast was. And then we have Todd, my neighbor Don, Vanessa, and that amazing property guru Brian, one of our local boys. All right. Well, happy birthday, everybody. There's a lot of you. That's crazy. All right, well, we didn't have any feedback, and so we're jumping into Chub Hugs, and I'm sure there are plenty of Chub Hugs that we want to send out to people who have been affected by things in the last few days. But in particular, we need to send a huge Chub Hug out to Nephi, who's been without power for almost 2 weeks. Just finally got it on last night. He needs lots of chub hugs and things for that. How about you?
Um, it's really hard when we had the week of death to, because there's an awful lot of chub hugs that can go out.
Yes.
But I just want to say, if you're sick, go see a doctor. Because Richard Simmons wouldn't go see the doctor, by the way.
Huh.
Yeah, that was one. And then our good friend who died last week wouldn't go to the doctor. It's just, you got to go to the doctor. You never know what's going on until they tell you what's going on. So don't risk it. So for those people out there who need to go to the doctor, I'm sending out a chub hug.
That is great.
Just do it. I mean, go to, it's, if you don't have insurance, a lot of people are still getting taken care of with no insurance. So
I actually I went and got blood tests today for my doctor appointment next week, where I will have to find out what the fuck's going on with the colonoscopy referral, because they gave me some bad information. So anyway, and then also I want to send some chub hugs out to Kingsley and Craig the Freak Geek, and who else was it? My friend Heather and a few others who popped up first thing on Sunday to let me know that Shannon Doherty had passed, because we all have we share a love of Charmed. So anyway, thank you all for that. All right, well, let's get into some news. With all the back and forth over the series this last year, fans are left hopeful, but we're very unsure if popular and controversial teen drama series Euphoria would ever come back. Lead star Zendaya and other cast members were asked repeatedly if the show was still on, and no one knew. Well, there has finally been an announcement, and Euphoria is officially coming back for another season. Are you excited?
yay. No, not at all.
Yeah, you never really seemed to like that show.
No, I didn't like the show at all. It was just too ugly and awful.
All right. Alex Baldwin's involuntary manslaughter trial followed the deaths of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the set of the movie Rust, and it has been dismissed. First, Judicial District Judge Mary Marlowe Summer dismissed the case on Friday, July 12th in a Santa Fe, New Mexico court, agreeing with Baldwin's lawyers that prosecutors hid evidence that may have been linked to the fatal shooting. There is no way for this court to right that wrong, Marlowe Summer told the court per NBC News. The sanction of dismissal is the only warranted remedy. The dismissal was with prejudice, which means the involuntary manslaughter case against Baldwin cannot be filed again. Oh, and you also heard what that judge down in Florida did today.
Well, yeah, but on this thing with
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, the thing is, he didn't. Someone handed him the gun, and the director said, "Fire at the camera."
Yeah,
How is that? How is he responsible for this?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think that I think there is sometimes, I don't want to generalize, but sometimes there's such a need these days to hold somebody accountable for everything that they go to extremes that just are, sometimes accidents are just accidents, but I don't understand how he was the one that was getting charged. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. Wasn't there, but that is done. All right. Well,
Well, you've been on enough sets
yeah,
or plays. If the prop person hands you a gun, you don't expect it to be a real gun.
right.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. I certainly know that I've had to fire guns before, and even though they were just like starter pistols or stuff like that, I was always told, don't actually aim it at anyone. Don't actually, do this, do that. This is how you do it. So anyway, all right. Well, oh, you know what? I want to send out another chub hug while I'm just thinking about it. Satyr, his kitty had to go in for a checkup today, and Gustafer, and it ended up costing him $2,000.
What?
I know. So I hope Gustafer's okay. So anyway, big chub hugs out to them. All right. James B. Let's get into celebrity deaths. This is going to take a bit. So starting with James B. Sicking, the actor on Hill Street Blues, and Doogie Howser died at the age of 90.
Now, which of the Star Treks was he on?
I don't remember him being on a Star Trek, but that doesn't mean anything because they're always sticking somebody into makeup and me not realizing it. So
Well, no, he was a captain, I'm pretty sure. So he may have just been in one of the movies as like a captain of another ship or something. I'll look into it while you're talking.
actually, I've already got it typed in, and
Okay.
he was in Memory Alpha. So let's see, he was in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So
Because it was weird because when they announced, first thing I saw him announced in, they showed a picture of him in Star Trek, and I'm like, when was this?
yeah. No, I didn't even realize that was him. I haven't watched that for a while either. But this the thing that the piece of work that always stuck out of him for me was in Hill Street Blues. There was a period, there was an episode where he and this other guy were like in a collapsed building. I don't know whether it was an earthquake or a bomb or something like that. And he was just having all this trauma and everything over it, and nobody really understood why. And then he finally said that while they were trapped under there, he ended up having to like bite off parts of the other guy to like stay alive basically. And as a kid, that left an impression. And yeah, whenever I see that actor now, I just anyway, Jacoby Jones, the retired athlete who played for teams such as the Houston Texans, that's a team, and the Baltimore Taverns, with whom he won the Super Bowl in 2013, died at age 40.
That should be Ravens, Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, who? What? But then Houston Texans, I mean,
Yeah, that's correct.
yeah, but that's just
Yeah.
such an odd name.
Well, you remember that Tom Brady won all those Super Bowls for the taverns.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So he
Yeah,
died
that's
at
weird, but yeah, that's a professional site that apparently made that gaffe.
he died at the age of 40.
Yeah. Shannon Doherty, the Beverly Hills 90210 star, died on the 13th after a years-long battle with cancer. Her publicist confirmed she was 53, only 53 years old, and she's been going through the ringer for a long
Yeah.
time. But
Well, her whole life has been so toxic.
yeah, yeah,
Whether she was responsible for it or not,
yeah,
it was just terrible. Yeah,
yeah.
it's weird. It's just it's very sad though.
Yes, and what's even more sad is that she and Holly Combs, oh shit, I should know that. Her Charmed co-star just relaunched a podcast called The House of Hollywell, with the two of them hosting, talking about Charmed episodes and things like that. And it just had its first episode that came out on the 7th. So, all right. Um, Next up, let's see. Richard Simmons, the fitness guru, died in Los Angeles, July 13th, at age 76. And he was a big part of my childhood. Um, and Dr. Ruth Westheimer, the sex
Wait,
therapist.
were you sweating to the oldies?
He had a TV show, I think, for a little bit, but he was always guesting on everything.
That's
I mean,
true.
he'd just pop up everywhere, and I was always just in love with him. Of course, I also was all like, "Oh, look, somebody that is acting gay," but never really acknowledged it. But still, um, anyway, Dr. Ruth Westenheimer, the sex therapist who rose to fame with her frank conversations about love and sex, died July 12th. She was 96, and she was another one who just popped up everywhere and was such a big celebrity in my childhood. And just, I loved the way that she was always so just like open and well, this is sex and this is what it's so amazing. Benji Gregory, the former child star of Alf, was found dead in his parked car in Arizona in a parking lot on June 13th. His service dog was also found deceased in the car, and his passing was not disclosed publicly until July 10th. Tony Knight, the comedian, was killed in a terrible, quote, terrible accident, unquote, while attending June's Rock and Cars Festival in France. And actress Shelley Duvall, best known for her leading role in The Shining, died in her home in Texas on Thursday. Duvall, who suffered from complications of diabetes, was 75. So a lot of big names and a lot of people from at least my formative years who I just adored. It's really sad. I thought there was something I was going to add real quick that might have been an interest for you, but I guess not. Okay. All right. Well, now that we have begun to process all of that, let's process Tom's week.
God, I forgot. Okay, let's see. RuPaul's Drag Race this week we'll be talking about later. Bachelor we'll talk about later. Finish the Mole, and this is season 2, and the Mole was pretty good. I mean, as far as the person hiding, everybody was so obvious. It was weird except for the Mole, so it was funny. Let's see. I also finished The Goat. That was with Daniel Tosh over. Now, The Mole was on Netflix. The Goat is on Prime. And I don't even, I know the person who won the goat, but I can't remember their name because I don't know who they are. We started watching Exploding Kittens on Netflix, and that's fun. The storyline is that God is not, he's bored in his work, so I guess they've got a committee in heaven. They decide to send God back down to earth so he can get his humanity back. And of course they turn him into a cat and send him back to earth. So he's a talking cat, and he's got to deal with stupid humans. So it's pretty funny. Sausage Party over on this is on Prime. This is a TV version, not TV version. This is this TV spinoff of the original movie that came out a few years ago, headed by Seth Rogen, about the food, becoming aware of what's going on, and they decide to, live their lives the way they want to and not be food for humans. Saw a couple episodes of that. It's been cute. On Evil this week, Christine Lottie, the actress Christine Lottie, her character plays the grandmother and the mother of Kristen, who is the lead female. And the demons, the bad people, has stolen Kristen's egg, and they have now made an antichrist, basically, right? So what happens is Christine Lottie finds out that some of the bad guys were trying to kill one of her grandchildren. So she took the antichrist that she's been taking care of, and she had it baptized. So she baptized the devil out of it, and then she leaves the paperwork saying the child's been baptized, with a picture with a priest and a nun that they've been baptized, and then nailed it to his door, the bad guy. And so when he comes back, he's reading this, and then they bring the baby in, and he's like, oh my God, this can't be true. So that particular day that they get the baby back, he's supposed to have a baptism with the devil, and now this child is no longer a child of the devil. So it was really funny, in a bizarre kind of evil kind of way, but it was very funny. I really enjoyed that episode. Let's see, watching Barbecue Showdown over on Netflix. It's okay. The judges and the hosts just aren't doing it for me, but it's an okay show. Bear. We finished the Bear season 3, and of course, right as the show ends, he gets a text saying, "Oh, the review's ready." He gets the thing from the newspaper saying, "Oh, you can check out the review of the restaurant," and then it says to be continued, which means in season 4. Fuck you. Let's see. The Boyfriend. Otherwise, it was really good show, good season. Fine. I just hated that. New show on Netflix I haven't started watching yet, called The Boyfriend. It looks like it's Korean or Japanese, and they get 8 Asian gay men together. It's weird because they go in the thing. They say something like, "And these are 8 men who find themselves attractive to other men." And it's like, that's called gay. Just call them gay. Okay. So I haven't watched it yet, but it looks like it might be fun.
I'm watching part of the first episode. It looks interesting.
Okay. On Netflix, I started another one called The Trust, and this is just another reality show where you get 12 people together. They split the money, but if they want to start taking people out, which makes everyone splits the pot, everyone at the end splits the pot evenly. So now they're starting to get greedy, and we're starting to see people getting voted out. Oh, I they did this. No, they really didn't do that. Oh, now I feel bad that I voted them out. Oops. That kind of stuff. Also started a new show over on that's also on Netflix, called The Gentleman. This is a show with the cute guy from those movies, and I'm blank on his name now. But anyway, it's based kind of on a movie that came out a few years ago, Guy Ritchie. It's a family. The father of the family has just died. Usually, the first son gets the power of the estate and all the money, but the father overruled that, and he gave it to the second son, which pissed off the first son because he's a total dirtbag. He's in debt up to his ears. He's constantly high on cocaine or something, anything. He's drinking. It looks like it's going to be a really fun show. Just really dirty, scary, almost. Smash, remember the series Smash that was on a few years ago about making the musical about
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe? Okay, well, both seasons, or the full series, can be seen now on Peacock. So anybody else, I know I'm really interested in watching it again. We saw a show called, or we're in the middle of a show right now on Max called Farmhouse Fixers, and what happens is, if you remember New Kids on the Block, you
Oh
remember there
yeah.
was
In fact, I saw them in concert 2 days ago.
yeah, John Knight is he does the show. It's a he I don't know how many seasons there were before this, but in this case, he has bought a campground, with little cabins, and he wants to convert that because he fixes up old places. So that's the whole show, is him trying to convert this campground, and he wants to get it all done before he heads out on tour, which Nephi just saw this last week. So
Yeah.
um yeah, that's it's funny because on episode 3 he's going, we're leaving, for 3 months to do the tour. And it's like, it's kind of weird because it's taking place right now. We're pretty close to it being live, not live, but it just feels funny. But it's a good show. John Knight, who is Jordan's brother,
Yeah.
is
The
gay.
gay one. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got his husband there with him and the whole family, and Jordan comes in as well. It's kind of a nice family kind of show. It really is, because yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. And I still have some left, so I'm looking forward to more of that. And then it was funny because I was watching on YouTube a show saying, "Oh, this is some of the best movies you can watch on Netflix right now," and one of them was Tropic Thunder. And I said, we haven't watched Tropic Thunder in a long time, and so we went onto Netflix and found out it wasn't available on Netflix. Which I thought was hilarious, and it ended up being on Paramount Plus. So we ended up watching it. Have you seen it, the movie?
I don't think so. What is it about?
It's well, it is Ben Stiller and Robert Downey Jr. They're all actors. They're making a Vietnam War
Gotcha.
movie, and yeah, so you remember which one it is now.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
and
I don't think I have.
it's very, very funny. It really is. Um, and it's kind of, and well, first of all, Robert Downey Jr. is playing an Australian actor who is he's like, oh, what's his name, the guy who throws himself into a role to the point of where he never, during the film, he never leaves his role, and he's playing a black sergeant, so he's in blackface the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah, and so it's never going to happen again in a major motion picture, but it's actually pretty hilarious because it's making fun of the actors, not making fun of anybody else.
mhm.
But this guy has so much. Well, first of all, somebody hired him, and they have so much nerve to play in blackface. So you look at it like that. It's not as damning as if he was actually pretending to be black, like
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah, that would be worse. But it's really a funny show, and like I said, it was on Paramount Plus, and we just watched it, and I was glad to see it again. And I did want to say that here's the two hands for those that you have the video, and you can see that this hand was the one 3 weeks ago, and this is the hand 9 weeks ago, and they're about at the same spot. It's weird. But this one healed so much faster than this one did. So I don't know what difference there was. What, scratch, scratch, scratch. But happy it's over.
Yeah.
Other than that, I guess we move on to what we watched together.
Okay. Starting with RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, and this was the episode that had the Lollapalooza, where they all basically got randomly chosen to lip sync against one another, and at the end of it, we had, was it Roxy?
Yeah.
Winning.
Remember, Roxy's never lost a lip sync.
She's 9-0 now.
Yeah, it was. It's interesting because you've got these other girls, some of the other girls throwing themselves all around the stage, and Roxy doesn't do any of the stunts.
No,
she doesn't do the death drops. She just commands. She commands the stage, and that's that. And the hair thing is, that's just Tina Turner,
right?
The old Tina Turner thing. So, and it was funny because you're looking at those song titles, and I was watching Pit Stop with Trixie Mattel, and she's going, okay, holding out for a hero, and what was it? I'm Every Woman, I think it was. That Chanel and Roxy did, and they're like going, oh my God, come on, what are you letting those two have choices of songs like that? They had been doing these songs since they started, drag 20 years ago. And so that's how, you just saw Chanel was like, how could it be that planned? I know they get the song ahead of time, or they're going to get the songs ahead of time. They probably don't know which one they get to choose, but, because they have to make sure they know the words, because people like Plastique don't always know the words. So,
yes, which is one of the things is it is lip syncing a competition, and that's why I think that Roxy does so well, is because she knows the words, she does the stuff. They can see that she's singing, and the others kind of just dance around and everything, which I like the energy, but you're not seeing them really lip syncing or paying.
Well, it's command of the stage.
Yeah,
when you're flopping around doing death drops and splits and cartwheels across the thing, we're not seeing you sing. What we're seeing is you doing your act, and that's that. And it's not that there's not a place for that, but this is a lip sync Lollapalooza, which means you have to lip sync. Look at the camera, and the two that won are the two oldest queens that have been doing this for years.
Yep. So I thought it was a fun episode.
Yeah, it was.
So then Star Wars Acolyte. Are you caught up?
Yes.
So this episode, I was like, okay, so now you're basically going to fill in all the little nooks and crannies and what really happened behind the scenes of the last 3 episodes that we just ended up watching. Really? And then halfway through, I realized, actually, if you had played me this episode in the first place instead of the other 3, I probably would have liked it better. It was a really good episode. In fact, It's probably the best of the season so far. And it was nice seeing that the Jedi weren't all the innocent, little whatevers we thought they were. Not that they were trying to be bad, but they just, yeah. So I don't know. I liked this episode. I'm still not totally in love with the show, but I think they have some moments of where it really shines. What you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was well, I was told, I told you on episode 1 when you kill off the biggest actor in the show in the first 15 minutes of the series, they're coming back with flashbacks.
Yeah.
So
and I think it worked in this one. I'm just not in love with the lead actor very much, but it is what it is. He's not bad.
is it because he's not white?
No, it's really because I don't know, his acting style
It's very different from
doesn't,
everybody else's.
yeah,
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
doesn't seem to gel well. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's kind of like the kid in
The
that
Santa
one.
Clauses.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's not that they're bad, it's not what are you
They're just not
doing?
good.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
on. Well, no, they're just not gelling with everybody else. And I know that when I did a lot of theater, oh God, they hated me because I wasn't method. And I was with theater companies that were sat around and they cried and cried before the show. So they really felt for the character. And I'm like, I'm singing Donna Summer songs to, wake up my voice. And then I go out there and I do what I need to do. And a lot of that can really disturb a group setting like that. So,
Yep.
oh well.
Let's see. Then we did The Boys. The Boys, which is season 4, and this was the episode where they basically outed A-Train as the leak. And well, I don't know. It just felt weird. It's like, oh, you're basically either outing or getting rid completely of this celebrity who's been there the whole time. Although honestly, his storyline, I mean, I understand he's there to represent kind of the black experience and all of that stuff, but they never really did much interesting with his character except just find something for him to do to be on screen. I don't know. I can't say that I'm going to miss him, but
Well, who says he's not gonna be on
well,
anymore?
yeah, I mean, sure, he could come back and be whatever, but he's not going to be,
Part of the
doing the
7.
most interesting thing that he had to do, which was being the lead. But anyway, and then of course they got rid of Sage, who was a very interesting character. I actually really liked her character. I was waiting for her to do something to really fuck up the Marjorie Taylor Greene character. I don't know what else to call her. The Laura Boebert character, crazy. Anyway,
Yeah. What's she's light, something light. It's not Starlight. It's Firecracker. That's it.
Firecracker. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. And she likes to lactate.
To give the Homelander his fetish. I was glad they brought Frenchie back. I missed him.
Yeah.
And
well, and Sage is going to end up working for Starlight. So
I hope so, because
where else can she go?
Her character. Exactly, and I hope they keep her on there because she's a really interesting character. But yeah, so a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of gore, a little bit of oh dear, and it's a good show. So I was totally into this whole episode, and I do just think Howie is quite adorable. Anyway, next.
Ugh.
What? Whenever they have him do a little butt shot, it's always just a little fun thing. Did you see his embracing the Nepo baby term and said, yep, that's pretty much him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, House of Dragons. The latest episode of that was very interesting. I mean, not a lot of big action stuff or anything that really happened in this at all. But at the same time, they finally made it the behind the scenes intriguing enough and I wanted to know. I was kind of sad, well, not sad, but when the episode ended, I wanted more. And
So I didn't watch. I haven't seen last night's episode.
okay, so I mean, it basically kind of dealt with the, what's his name going, Damon's character, whatever, the queen's husband, anyway, going crazy, and then, well, anyway, there's a lot of intrigue, a lot of good things going on in this one. I think you'll like it.
Well, I was really happy with last week's episode where we finally got some dragons going.
Yeah, there was that too. And well, you'll see how the people received all that too. All right, and then of course you started watching Bachelorette. My Hulu and Disney subscriptions are ending in a couple weeks, but I went ahead and checked it out just to see what's going on there, and I thought that she was a really good choice for Bachelorette. There was some really nice guys there, very interesting guys, and well, there was a couple sleazeballs there too that
Couple.
I was just like, you guys are creepy. Like, I don't
Well,
know. I mean, obviously they have to throw in a couple creepy guys for drama or something, but that
sure.
was just like left me feeling, ew, ew, you're gross.
Well, the whole thing with the race car.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that was just. I mean, if I were her, I would have gotten up out of the car and go, "Why don't you two just sit in the car? Because I'm done. Bye," and then walked away. And
yeah,
then and that she sat in there with the guy who stole basically took the guy's keys and
yeah.
was trying to claim the fucking car. And then the guy she gives the rose to, what a dick. He's such a douchebag. It's ridiculous. I'm Thomas is my only choice right now.
Okay, so the guy she gave the first impression rose to was the hospital gown guy, right?
No,
No.
no. He was the guy from I think he was North Carolina, South Carolina. He was the cowboy. She kept calling him a cowboy.
Oh, yeah,
He's gross.
yeah. I kind of thought hospital gown guy was funny. He was really lucky that he turned out to be attractive after that stunt. So, anyway,
Well, actually, when he first took that thing off, his nose looks so big.
oh
I'm
yeah,
wondering if they had pressed it
bandaged
down or
it,
something,
pressed it, yeah,
and then it took him a minute for his face to get back together.
yep.
But yeah, there was just uh, uh,
Some of the things that they do that I'm like, did the producers suggest that you do this?
no,
Was this
they're
your
all
idea? Because this is really creepy and feels off-putting and awkward.
well, they want them to do, you know, they want people to get hooked on the show, the first episode. So they're encouraging them to be memorable.
Yeah, but there's memorable, and then there's like, ew. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, I'm just gonna come up here and eat a couple really hot peppers and then die while I'm trying to talk to you about it to impress you that I can take the heat. I'm like, no. Even she said when he walked away, yeah, that was kind of a mistake.
Well, no, she said, "Oh, well, great. I'm glad he ate two. He didn't even offer me one."
Yeah, that's true. She did.
And that would be a smarter way of approaching it. But yeah, just ugh.
Yeah. Good luck with that group of guys. Although there were a couple that were interesting, and the ones that they voted out, or well, that she let go, didn't give a rose to, whatever. I didn't even recognize most of them. I was like, when did they get here? Who are they? So you could tell they didn't want to focus much time on them because they were leaving first episode anyway.
Well, yeah, when she was handing out the roses and they pan around the room, I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
There was one guy that was really well. First of all, she had to get rid of the ginger. I mean, that was a necessity, and not because he was a ginger, but he looked like an idiot.
Oh, and of course she had to get rid. She had to get rid of the fat guy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I expected that as well.
Yeah. But I was surprised.
I mean, it's not like he was a cute fat guy either.
Guy in there. So,
sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so those are the shows that we watched together, as far as I know, or at least we both mutual are watching. And as for my week, well, it's been quite a wild week. Mother is recovering well. She's doing good. I don't know. I'm just a bundle of nerves right now. Need to go raid Tom's pot closet or something and calm down. But
No, you don't like jelly stuff, so
that's true. It's true. I don't. But all right. So basically, I just kind of I put together a chair for my mother. I bought her a chair for her birthday last month and finally got it together to put into the roar for her. I think that she will enjoy that. She said it looks really great. And okay, well, I'm just gonna talk about what I watched, and because I don't think anything else is really interesting from this week. So I watched the '90s show. We had watched season 1 of that on last year, I think, on Netflix. And well, part 2, as they're calling it, which is another 8 episodes, is out now on Netflix, and I binged it all within 3 or 4 hours on like 1.25 speed. And it's much better, but man, they all of them are cussing, which is just fine. It made it more interesting, but I'm like, who is this show aimed toward? Because I don't think I'd be necessarily letting my 14 or 15-year-old watch this show with the kind of things that they were talking about and doing and saying and stuff on there. But as far as, an adult, it's actually a fun show. Kitty is the best thing about it. She really is the thing that makes the show work. And then the gay Asian kid, he is fun. Whatever was going on that was kind of out of place or whatever with him last season, this one they fixed it. His timing's good, the energy's right, the jokes are hitting, and he and Kitty together were brilliant on screen. In fact, all the characters were much more interesting, and the only thing that was kind of odd was the main lead girl, who's supposed to be all innocent, and you don't care. You don't care about her, but all the other characters are interesting. All right. Then I watched a few episodes of The Good Witch, but I've talked about that before. It's just kind of a nice comfort show. I watched Axel F, the new Beverly Hills Cop movie on Netflix. You watched it last week and got me at least curious enough to watch it on a higher speed. And I pretty much agreed with everything you said. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was the best, like, most interesting thing in the movie. He did a really great job. Everybody else, I just didn't really care. Not that it was bad, not that it was a bad show, but while I was watching it, I'm like, this is just a very middle road pedestrian, like, let's all get back together and make a few bucks making a movie. And then you said it's like they could have written it with all AI prompts. Like, you just put the prompts of the standard type of movie into AI and say, kick me out a movie. And yeah, you were right. I mean, it was just very
let the AI watch the first 2 or 3 shows,
Yeah.
and then say, now they're 30 years, 40 years older, and go.
Estranged Daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. And of course, it had to be the Estranged Daughter. Now, actually, the daughter was good too. I shouldn't, say that. But the rest of them, it just like
No,
they phoned it in for the most part.
The one guy from Fast Times, he phoned it in literally.
Judge
But
Reinhold.
yeah, but but they all just seemed tired. There was no energy in the show either.
Yeah.
And until they actually got into fights, gun sequences, which also were a little tired. It was just it's not that it was a bad movie. It's just, it was like it's like all they did was copy the first one and just make them older. Yeah, it was just it was not great. And now I can see why it didn't go to theaters. But then again, we've got Will Smith and Martin Lawrence out
Oh,
in another Bad Boys movie, and
yeah.
that's the theaters. It's like, Jesus, guys, come on! If you're going to do these bullshit reunion shows, put them on something for free.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I really don't have anything else to say about it. It was nice to hear some of the soundtrack kind of switched up a little bit for a new movie, more modern movie. But other than that, I probably won't remember anything. I was glad Bronson Pinchot got another role, but they made his part very boring, and he was one of the best things about the other movies. So, and then just for the hell of it, I went back and watched the 1970s Battle for the Planet of the Apes, because they have the new Planet of the Apes reboot, the newest movie coming out soon, which I really want to see. So I went back and watched a couple of the originals. And I didn't really remember that one. And also, I watched Conquer of the Planet of the Apes. I think that's the one, another 1970s movie. And for 1970s movies and world building, they were actually pretty good. I mean, there's some stuff that's like you just have to say, okay, that's a sci-fi movie, and I'm just gonna set that logistically aside because it doesn't make sense and enjoy the movie. And it was really good. So yeah, they're very fun. And that's pretty much all I watched. So, all right. Well, let's jump into advice. And I decided to pull another "Am I the asshole?" question
You
here.
are. You are.
Yes, I know. You tell me all the time. Thank you, Nephi. I
Okay.
mean, Tom. Uh, so let's see.
Thank you.
Yeah. Um, my husband and I are slightly more well off than my sister's family. Because of this, my parents do more for them than they do for us. When it comes to my daughter, who's 7, they get things for her from the dollar store, while my nephews get whole Lego sets, iPads, and even Disney trips. If my sister needs babysitting, they will drop everything for her last minute. If I need it, I am to give them 2 weeks heads up as well as proper payment. Because of this, there's a clear favoritism. My daughter doesn't have a good relationship with them. If you ask her about her grandparents, her mind automatically goes to my husband's parents because she forgets that she has 2 pairs. Earlier today, we were having a rare meetup at my parents'. My daughter asked if she could go on the trampoline outside. My dad said no, because it's for my nephews. My daughter begged, but dad still said no. Maddie then stomps away and said, "This is why I like my other grandma and grandpa more." My parents looked at me expectantly, but I didn't do anything. I recently got off a call with my mom saying that I should have told Maddie that it was wrong to say. I told her, "Well, what do you expect? She thinks y'all hate her and y'all do nothing to dispel these thoughts." She just got quiet for a bit and then said I still shouldn't have let her say something like that to family, and hung up. My husband is on my side, but he also isn't a fan of my family. So I need an opinion, an outside opinion. To make some of you feel better, we don't bring her around them. that often. She only sees them on holidays with the rest of the extended family. We were only visiting today because I was left something in a will. As for babysitting, I have only asked them twice in extreme emergencies, and they said no. I have talked to them about this, but they said it's not favoritism. She just needs less help because we are better off. Another update, just got off the phone with my uncle. Apparently, Dad called him ranting about how disrespectful we are. Apparently, this all stems from me going to college. Dad apparently said, allegedly said, since I had to be all hoity-toity and go to college, I shouldn't need his help, and I should be living the easy life. He also said I'm selfish for trying to take help away from those who need it. Not sure what to think about all this. He's never brought up having a problem with that before. I'm going to discuss this with the rest of the family because the holidays are approaching and I don't want to cut everybody else out to avoid them. So I'm going to ask how they feel about all this. Am I the asshole?
No.
Absolutely not. It sounds like
I
his
mean,
fragile ego was hurt because you're all hoity-toity because you did something for yourself.
well, no, it's that's not the part that bothers me. It's
Yeah.
like, you can play favoritism with your kids, but
Mhm.
not the grandkids. Not
Mhm.
letting her get onto the trampoline
Yeah.
because the boys, it's only for the boys.
Yeah.
What kind of bullshit is that? I
Yep.
mean, that was something that cost nothing. And you know
Yeah.
what? If you treat somebody that way, they're going to tell you how they feel about you. I'm glad the little girl said she likes her other grandparents better.
Yeah.
I would too. I mean, and it's not because of the presence and stuff like that. It's just the treatment of especially a child. She's
Yeah.
8 years old. Little Maddie is 8 years old, and they treat her like she's the redheaded bastard,
Right.
child of
Because
the
you're mad at your
family.
daughter for going to college or whatever reason.
I'd
So you're
say,
going to take it out on the kid.
I would say that this Christmas is going to be much easier because you're just going to be at your husband's parents' house, and you can't make it to your mom and dad.
Yeah.
Cut them off for a couple of years. See how
I,
they feel.
I would do absolutely the same thing. You don't mess with my child.
Well, and you know what? Just because you're family doesn't mean I have to like you or spend time with you.
Right.
So,
And my grandmother was very much that way with my mother and her two sons. Her sons, a lot of times, they did really fucked up shit and were assholes, and yet she thought the sons shone out their ass. But she treated my mother like crap, even though my mom, really well. So fuck that. You're not the asshole. All right. Hey, Timothy wrote in and said, "Hey, Chubs, have you ever been off-roading?" No, I've been off-putting, but not off-roading.
I mean, does that mean like on a dirt bike or something?
Yeah, I think it's like those buggies and dirt bikes and stuff like that.
I mean, I've been in a dune buggy. I've driven one of those and it nearly rolled over on me.
Uh,
Last time I'll do that. I have off-roaded on a uh, snowmobile, but we ended up hitting a log and we had to hike back out
mm,
in the snow. Won't be doing that again.
mm.
So, and I'm not getting on a fucking dirt bike. End of story. I'm not even going to get on a bike.
Yeah, I actually I like the whole idea of dune buggying and all that stuff, but I've never actually done it. And yeah,
Well,
that's
I'll
the
tell
thing.
you.
I'm always like, I'm gonna get out there and the asshole who's driving it's gonna roll it, and I'm gonna have to walk all the way back in. I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Well, and don't forget when you're on those kind of vehicles or something that doesn't have good shocks,
Mm-hmm.
it really plays into your hips and your back and your knees. It's terrible. We were on this terrible bus in Hawaii, and the road that we were going across was awful. And I got back to the hotel and I felt like I had been like beaten up. So, and you get that kind of same kind of feeling from these kind of machines. I just, and they're dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. Whenever I watch Fail Army, some idiot's always got to run one through the big deep mud puddle, and sure enough, they get stuck, or they go up the hill and it rolls down on them. No thanks. But I'd still like to take a ride in a buggy. Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know, have you ever lied to leave in the middle of a first date? No.
No.
Mm-mm. Been tempted. Haven't done it though. No. Hey Chubbs, Timothy also wants to know, are you good at spotting red flags?
I am.
I have learned to be, because I used to not be. I used to see a red flag come along and smack me in the face and knock me 3 feet backward and just been like, I can fix him. He just needs love. But yeah, no, I see them everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, those were great questions. Thank you again so much, Timothy. We've really been appreciating the stuff that you have been sending in. And speaking of sending in great stuff, it's time for What's in Your Lunchbox. And Mr. Moose wrote in and sent us all sorts of things to make us hungry and, yeah, want to be bad. Starting with a French dip sandwich and fries. Meat very tender in the sandwich.
What was the cheese?
French dip sandwich and fries. I don't know.
Okay.
What is that? Looks like a Swiss or a provolone or Swiss.
Oh yeah. Well, it's weird because it looks like it, because usually they kind of mix the cheese and the meat together, but this looks like they put cheese on top and then it melted down through. So
that's fine with me. It looks yummy. It really.
Well, I love French dip. Love it.
Yeah.
Anytime I can stick bread into flavored juice and then just yeah.
Made a rum cake this morning. Dark rum and walnuts. Well, I didn't see any in my mailbox, but I'm glad that you got some for yourself. And that looks really good, and it's homemade. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'll go over and check out those photos over at facebook.com/chubsgonewild and just salivate. And I actually had a little something that I put on a plate here, took a picture of, and well, let's just call it from the Night of Horrors. But this actually tasted really good. So Roscoe's, we've talked about going to Roscoe's the last few times, and it just being not the first couple times we went there, at least for me, it was really good. I went downhill the last couple times. I just did not like any of it. This time, however, apparently they started to get their shiz together because this was a really good barbecue sandwich. And they have fixed their fries to where they were really good, well-seasoned, perfectly cooked fries.
And were they garlic fries?
No, but they had a good seasoning on it. It wasn't just like, they had some salt. It was a really good. And then I'm not
Does
sure
that look like garlic fries?
Parsley what, but it didn't.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing that makes it look like garlic fries.
Well, I'm pretty sure they said that it wasn't, but if it was, I'm down with that because it was nice to have a decent meal there again.
Oh, last week
so happy with me when I got home, but
last week when I got last week when we went, I got the Brussels sprouts.
Oh yes,
and it's the Soviet Bengay what is it what's that Filipino sandwich called?
Sandwich.
Oh, it's Thai banh mi.
Okay.
And what they did was they banh mi over the top of it. So they took like the ingredients in a banh mi sandwich and they kind of and it was a little more vinegary because of it. But they were really good. It was surprising how good they were and how cheap it was. I mean,
our friend Steven has ordered that before and also really enjoyed it. I, however, am not a big Brussels sprouts fan. But okay. Golden Rule Services wants you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org and find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find Matt's books at justkisstheguy.com. Find all our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And always, you can give us a call at
408-69-CHUBS.
And we'll do it with a little bit more enthusiasm this time. And give us a call at
408-69-CHUBS.
Oh.
No one calls. Why are we even mentioning this anymore? They don't want to call. Nobody calls.
Well, Moose kind of called. I mean, he gave us
No, he did call. He did call
for last show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been like out of a year, maybe we gotten 2 calls.
Called at least once.
Yeah. But that was in March.
Called, but that was inappropriate, so I couldn't play it on the show. And then Baron Frosty, he sent us a nice little message. Let's see. What was I just gonna say about this? All my
Okay.
That reminds me. I didn't get an episode from you guys yesterday. Did you not record?
Yeah, we recorded.
Huh. Okay. All right. Well, that brings us to a close of another fabulous, fun episode where next time we're going to have so few celebrity deaths that we won't even have a segment on it. I just have a feeling it's going to be much better next week. All right. We love you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.